Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Folge von Let's Play Skyrim Legendary Edition. Und wer ist das? Snilf. Achso, Snilf kennen wir, glaube ich. Und ich hatte eine Idee. Warum ist da ein Gegner? Die Vögel flüchten auch schon, habe ich gerade so gesehen. Ach, Diebe. Hm. Wie immer lieber den Feuertronarchen. Oh, ja. Oh, ein Dieb. Steif. Ich kann ja alles mitnehmen. Peragorn. Du hast ein Pfeil im Kopf. Are wood elves even allowed to be farmers?
You sound like Ballinger. He never stops with the Green Pact and all this other religious nonsense. So I can't pick a cabbage from the garden, but if the Lord picks that same cabbage and sells it to me to eat, it's okay. The whole concept seems a little silly to me. If you're not going to eat vegetables, that's one thing, but don't look down on me for harvesting crops when there's plenty of green on your plate.
Stimmt auch wieder. Okay, fine. Is there anything you want to ask me?
Sure. For starters, what's your favorite thing to eat in Skyrim?
Sweet walls. Falls es das gibt. Ja, hier. Taffy, pie and sweet walls. Enjoy a good warm stew, cooked meat, warm meats, vegetables. I prefer Rollins. Nein. Ja, hier, Taffy, sweet walls.
You've got a sweet tooth then.
Mhm.
That's not very healthy.
Ich weiß.
But I suppose most people nowadays just eat what they want and drink a potion afterward. If you can afford it, who am I to judge?
Is it all?
No, I got more. I think. Okay, how about this? What do you think is the most fearsome beast in Skyrim?
My spooks mortals, that's the most dangerous beast, the most challenging game. If nothing else, bears are the most annoying. Spiders? Probably mammoths. The obvious answer, but dragons. Mammuts sind schon hart.
I've never seen one, which might sound odd considering I've lived in Skyrim all my life. I've heard they're mostly harmless though, unless you poke them.
Anything else?
No, that's it. I guess I can't even ask interesting questions.
Du hast immer noch einen Pfeil im Kopf, aber vielleicht ist ein Piercing. How's life on the farm working out for you?
Good. The climate here in Riften is ideal for the crops we grow. The soil is warm, but not too warm where the tubers refer to leaves. In some places the ground is so hard you need a shovel to harvest things. Here you can pull out the leeks by the stems. The potatoes require a little bit more care, so as not to damage them.
Net. What's the best way to pull potatoes from the soil?
You have to sort of piece the stalk out of the ground, and then claw around the dirt. It's still pretty easy compared to the farm work up north. I've got a bad back though, and I have to spend half my earnings over at Elgrim's Elixirs. And the rest I spend on food, shelter, and maybe the occasional bottle of meat. I've got no complaints though. If I had money, I'm not sure what to spend it on.
More coin, more problems. Mainly the problem of unlimited happiness. Farming is honorable work. A simple life is best. Having riches make you fearful of losing it. If you spent your whole life in a cave, you'd never know the sun's warmth. Nein, more coin, more problem. Nein, farming is honorable work.
I don't know about honorable. At least I don't work the fields out of some sense of duty or for someone else's admiration. I do it so I won't go hungry. Sometimes it happens anyway.
Does Edward offer you room or board? In board?
No, but I don't mind. Helga's bunkhouse isn't too expensive. The beds are cozy enough, and Nuluva is easy on the eyes. I know Southern thinks all of Mundus revolves around Helga, and Svanna has her share of suitors, but I don't know. Neither of them strike my fancy. At least, not the way Nuluva does. To be honest, I love everything about the bunkhouse, except maybe Valander.
Niluva, the scum addict? Ah, Sadrin. He will never climb those verdant hills. Why do you like Valander? I can kill Valander and the bunkhouse will be perfect. Niluva, who's that? Ist das die Skuma-Süchtige?
Well, nobody's perfect. Well, besides Maven Blackburn.
Ich will die anderen Dialoge
No,
wissen.
but I know some. At least not the way Naluva does.
Stuttering, he will never climb those word hills.
Yes, he is quite a character. It's funny how he insists on staying at Helga's when he clearly can afford better.
Und was ist mit den anderen Leuten so?
At least not the way Naluva does.
I can kill Valandor.
Oh no, I don't want him dead. He hasn't broken any laws.
Aha.
No.
Da war noch der letzte Dialog.
At least not the way Naluva does.
Niluva, who's that?
You haven't met her? She's a Dunmer woman with eyes like ebony and a voice as smooth as the surface of Lake Honridge.
Why don't you like Valandor?
He's not a bad person or anything. It's just the way he's always going on about Valenwood. It makes me feel like such an outsider. I may be Bosmer by blood, but I was born and raised here, and someday I'll die here too. I shouldn't have to be ashamed of that.
How does he make you feel ashamed?
I've told Valenwood many times that I've never been outside of Skyrim, but he'll still ask me what my favorite memories of our homeland are. Whenever I mention how beautiful the Fall Forest is, he'll tell me how the leaves in Sylvanar turn with twice the color. Or he and Ungrian will share stories about the way the cities rumble under your feet, or how a crop of new aromas bloom with each spring. And none of it means anything to me. When I sit at that table, I can't help but feel excluded, as if I have to apologize for who I am.
I'm sure he means no harm. He just misses Valenwood. If Valenwood was so great, he never would have left. Valandor's cruel elf and should be thrown in jail for his callousness. You should be ashamed of yourself, the way you spit on your ancestors. Seriously, just let me kill the guy. Problem solved. Wäre vielleicht unsere Vorgehensweise, aber nein. Yeah, if Valenwood was so great, he would have left.
My thoughts exactly. I think he pities me, but I should be the one pitying him. He's the one who left his home and abandoned his craft, not me.
Stimmt auch wieder. Did you ever consider going for the snow shots?
Of course. Merryfair Farm can't afford to hire another hand, while the snow shots have enough to pay a dozen farmers and a score of guards. Only the snow shots only hire other Nords. True sons of Skyrim, basically. And maybe things might be different under Asgeir, but I don't have my fingers crossed. He's pretty much a mirror of his father. They'd never hired me, even though I'm pretty sure they need me.
Are there a lot of contract farmers like yourself? Stimmt, vielleicht sind das ja alles keine freien Bauern hier, sondern wie in der DDR? Staats- oder Vertragsbauern.
A lot of travelers come by and help out, but ever since Hagravi left about 5 years ago, there hasn't been another steady farmhand since. Volwood will never admit it though. I've always said when they bury him, they're going to need 3 coffins. One for him, one for his pride, and one for that cauldron he calls a belly.
Have you ever thought about visiting Valenwood?
I have. For a long time, that was all I thought about. And it wasn't just to shut Valandor up. I really wanted to know about my heritage, my home. So every day, I'd skip a meal or pick a few more potatoes, and eventually saved enough to make the trip. I had everything packed. All that was left was to say goodbye. I thanked Advil and Leonara for having me, and all my friends at the bunkhouse. On my way to Solitude, I made a stop in Morthal, and that's where I met this tavern maid.
What about her maid you changed your mind?
She was the perfect embodiment of a Nord woman. Tall, pretty, and fair of skin. Only there was something strange about the way she spoke. She called skeevers cave rats, Fulmer goblins, and constantly complained about the cold. I was more of a Nord than she was. And that's when I realized I didn't need to travel halfway across Tamriel to find my home. I was already here.
Da hast du recht. Das wollte ich auch schon sagen. Heim ist dort, wo du wohnst. Oder wo du arbeitest. Nicht da, wo deine Familie herkommt. Und da ist immer noch Pfeile. Der. Ich. Das ist jetzt merkwürdig. Ne? Das war jetzt leicht merkwürdig. Und wir machen heute mal eine kürzere Folge, weil die vorletzte so lange ging. Also machen wir jetzt schon Cut bis zur nächsten Folge und die nächste Folge wird auch kürzer. Also bis dahin, tschüss.